um, what we need to remember is that the the whole idea is to think about how you're assembling the piece. You don't have to worry about cutting any of the pieces. You won't have time to do that. We only have an hour, okay? So what will happen is it'll be assembly line. You'll have the pieces already cut, ready to go, and you're coming in, you'll have a sheet. It'll tell you the directions of what to do, and basically there'll be some math involved. So just know that, and then basically as soon as you get certain answers, you can come up, you'll get the pieces, and then you can basically put it together, okay? So it's really important that you focus on the detail of how we're going to assemble this, okay? So you're gonna get your I'm gonna have my top and did someone give me oh, I need somebody was supposed to give me 3/4 inch. Oh, okay, good. Okay, thank you. So what we'll do is you'll have your stiles and your top and bottom rails, right? Okay, and what you're gonna do is assemble what is what. For me, these are really close, so I already know that the shorter ones here are gonna be my top and bottom. So I'm gonna put label everything, right? And these are the rails, or the stiles, and the style. Okay, so if I know that, how do I assemble, what is the orientation of how my tops and my bottom rails to my stiles work? Do we know?
We're doing it Broadway, right?
It's Broadway. So how would what does that mean?
Like the
what's it called?
Edges on each other.
So what's that called? Edges are on each other, yes. But what does it mean when I'm talking about where the bottom and top rails sit with the stiles? How do they sit? How are they assembled? Butt to edge, right? So what does that mean? It means that the top and bottom rails cap your stiles, right? Think of like they're sandwiching it, like you're making a sandwich. You got your top and your bottom, and then the stiles is the sandwich, the meat, right? Very skinny, long meat in between your sandwich, okay? So that's what we're doing. So I know that, so that means what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my, now that I know I have my top and bottom rails, I'm going to take my speed square, and I'm gonna mark 3/4 inch, two little markings at 3/4 inch, and I'm going to draw a line there going across. And then I'm also going to then mark on the butt end. So I have a line that's 3/4 inches from the edge, okay? And then from the butt, I have to do also another 3/4 inch. So I'm going to mark that. And then what I'll do is I'll probably take that and I'll just make a line here. So now I have basically 3/4 inch wrapping around the butt and the side. Does that make sense? So you're gonna do that all on all your top and bottom pieces, okay? So I'm just marking, making sure that my speed square is flush on the edge like you did with your project. Yes.
So is that kind of where the corner blocks are supposed to go?
Exactly. Remember why do we have them 3/4 inches away from the edge? Do you remember? What was the reasoning?
So you can go next to each other on an angle.
So what?
You can go next to each other on an angle.
Yeah, we have some space to butt up different frames together, right? Especially if you're making stock flats, you have that flexibility, right? So I'm gonna do 3/4 inch again on top and the butt. And then I'm going to make sure I flip. I want to flip my, why do I want to flip my speed square when I make that mark?
So that it's what's it called? Stable, I guess.
It's stable. You have more surface, right, to put your edge, which I call like the fence, right, of your speed square.
So would the corner block go in this
Yeah.
bigger part?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can mark, what we'll do is once I get all these markings, I will then probably take, oh shit, I will mark in that corner there an X. So let me get this drawn. And then what I'm gonna do is now I have it all drawn out, right? Can everyone see this? Right? I go in 3/4. I can make an X or a star, whatever you want to do, knowing that in this corner is where my corner blocks are going to go. Does that make sense? Okay, any questions so far? I've just read a little bit of I want to also make sure my surface is smooth and clean. I had a little bit of old glue that was piling up. So why would I want to scrape that off and not leave that there? Why do you think? There was some glue, old, really thick glue that was on my surface, on my 1x. Why would I want to scrape that off rather than keep it on there? It's a flat surface so that my blank can glue evenly onto the surface. What is that? What's that blank? My blank can glue flat on that surface. Do you know what it is? Corner block, right? Because that glue was sticking up on that surface, so it wasn't smooth. So my corner block would not be clean and plumb and attached nicely to my material. So I have.
Sorry, you're gonna do the 3/4 on the styles as well, yes?
Yes. So yes, thank you. So then for you all, you should do this. I wasn't gonna do it because I can easily see that you basically can line up. You'll be able to line up here, but if it helps you to visually understand, because it'll fit right nicely in that corner. But if you visually need to draw more lines just to make sure it all evens out, you can do that as well. So I'm going to put, just for your sake, I'm going to go ahead and put my 3/4 inch line on my what are these? Styles. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? No questions? Smooth sailing? Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I got all my lines. I'm gonna still put a star on the opposite side of the 3/4 inch so that I know, oh, okay, my corner blocks are gonna be on that side, not the 3/4 inch side, right? So that's why I put a star on the opposite side of my 3/4 inch. Because why? Well, because it'll match with, it should match up with your lines, right? Did I do it right?
Yeah, you're good.
See? The stars are in line with that. The stars are in line. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we have now our 4 corner blocks. So this is really, really important, okay? The corner blocks have to be in the a certain orientation. What is that orientation?
Perpendicular to the crease.
The perpendicular to the
The
grain.
joint,
What is? What's perpendicular?
the grain.
The grain, right? So if you need to like literally look at your material and see how the grain is laid out, I'm gonna take a Sharpie because it's really hard to see. But can anyone see this grain right now? The lines are going up and down. That's what you want, right? So I'm gonna put arrows, and you can do this with your pencil, arrows of telling me where the grain goes, okay? Do that with your pencil, okay? This is very strong.
That is.
Okay, so this is me just quickly showing you, oh, oops, I went too fast and realized it's this way. So ignore that. Okay, I messed that up. So the grain, you gotta go slow. Make sure you, see I already made a mistake. Okay, so we're now going to put our goggles on, our glasses. I'm gonna put my 3/4 inch, what is that called? What I just put in there?
So we'll do this one.
Or it would flip this way,
Okay.
right? So what you could also do, if it is helpful, put your arrows on both sides. I'm not gonna use this. So if my arrows are going up and down, then I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna draw, because this has paint on it, so I need to make sure my arrows match the arrows on the back, okay? Any questions so far with that? Okay, so, because you might have to flip it, right? It might be a different side. Okay, so we're gonna I got my corner blocks ready. I'm going to put the fastener in. I put the hose up, it's ready to go. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble my edge. So I'm gonna do this surface first. So this is my top, this is my top. So I'm gonna put my style over here because it's matching. Make sure my surface is flat. Everything's flat on the surface. You don't want anything underneath, right? Why would you not want anything underneath? Probably why you want it. What do you say? It would be uneven, exactly. So I want to make sure that this is smooth sailing, right? Flush on the butts, right? The butt and the edge here. Now, you can do a few things. We have some options of taking a right angle. Remember I showed you this? You can put this right up against. We also have this one that you can twist here. Oh baby, come on. Okay, not that one. But here's one that's already set up. You can do this, right? This is gonna help line everything up. And I'm gonna see that, okay, this is flush here. So great, so I know that, and you can have that there as you assemble. You can also use this as well, okay? This is guiding you, just make sure it's flush in the corner, because this is all that it's gonna help you do to get that really nice and flush. You want your butt and your edge to be one line, and like you wanna feel it that it doesn't stick out or stick in, right? So make sure that that's the thing. And what will be good visually is that your lines meet up, right? So I know this is my corner first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to figure out how do where the direction of my grain goes. So if my grain is, I looked at it, I double checked. You always, how many times do you double check before you cut or assemble? Twice, 3 times if you really are not sure. Double check, because then you have to restart, you have to pull it apart. It's a pain in the ass, so it pulls you, it takes some time. So I know my grain is going up and down, okay? How do I put this on my frame? supposed to be what? Grain should be this way. You're saying?
Yeah.
Why?
So it doesn't.
So if the grain is with the seam, right? If it's the same on the same plane, it won't have the same strength. It won't have strength because
Oh,
it's
my gosh, no, I meant up and down.
yes. It needs to be opposite.
Yeah.
It needs to go the longer way because why? Hey, why does it need to go up and down against your butt and your edge?
It doesn't split.
Right. It has a stronger durability. So I now can see that, okay, I have it in the right direction, and I'm going to place my thing there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where it sits, because what I want to do is, so I don't get all messy, is I want to mark the triangle on your rail and your stile so that you can go ahead and put the glue on in that area where the star is. Does that make sense? I also, for durability, I also add glue to my butt. Okay? Why would I do that? Why would I? It's just another strength. It holds it now, because if you don't have any glue on the butt there, it's only your only durability, your strength is only coming from this corner block. But if you put glue on the butt, right, it's just another way of making it stronger, right? Just like you're putting the fasteners and not just glue on your corner blocks. So now I'm going to place the corner block where I have it drawn as close as it can, and I'm going to, it's going to want to slide on you, so you really got to push it down. And I would get your corners right in that corner there. Don't worry about if it's a little off on your lines. Get your corner. Now, because the grain for the corner block is going one way, and you have your stile and your bottoms going a different way, how do you what's the orientation of your staple? It's the corner grain. It's the grain of the corner block, but you can also put it on an angle just in case for extra stability. So I know that right now for the first one, my grain is going up and down. So I'm going to then go opposite of the grain so that it will catch that grain. Remember, it wants to hug around the grain, right? So now I have the corner ready, and now I can basically get it centered on here, and I can start assembling. Now, before you go crazy, we need to think about the orientation of the staples, right? So how do we know what the orientation of the staple is? Do we remember?
Yeah,
So
each corner.
it's in each corner. It's like a zigzag, okay? So we have one at the top here, corner. We have one that's kind of close to the edge of your stile. Come in a little bit, right? Don't be super close to the edge. It's not going to catch on anything. Okay? Then you have one at the butt, right? So then the butt would go, I would do one here. I would do another one in the butt. Make sure, again, you're being careful, because you're not going to see where they sit, where it ends. And a trick to do that is you could probably take a straight edge and like set something here. You can even grab another straight edge if you're really concerned and do that, because then you can see where your your 1x lands, right? So that you give yourself enough room so you're not completely on the edge there. And then you'll do one in the center. Does that make sense? So you have, so you can do another 90-degree right angle thing there, so you can see where you could also draw it if you need help visualizing it. So I drew where it doesn't meet with the frame, right? I made another so that we know, okay, you can't staple inside here because there's no support there. Oh shoot. Oh no, I snapped it off. Yeah. So let me fix that. Yeah, you have to be careful. You can't pull it up and down because it won't. The glue needs to set, right? Okay. So then, okay, so now I'm going to do the staples here. So this, it looks like I can drop this down a little bit because it's basically, it's a little bit strong and the staple is kind of coming through. I'm gonna go to 80. So maybe that's why, because it's eating through most of it. So then I'm gonna do another staple on the edge there. Make sure, I'm just gonna make sure this is all tight. Right, corner, so corner of the butt. You do two there next to each other. Then another corner on the edge there, and then in the center. Does that make sense? Right?
Just like 11 staples. About.
Any questions so far? So I'll do the other one. Does anyone want to actually try this one? Does anyone want to try this one? Nobody? You just want to watch?
I'll try.
You'll try?
Nobody.
Okay. So, what's the next step? Find out where does the grain? Confirm with the grain. Okay, you're good. Make it, put it on the lines. Okay, good. Yep, perfect. Great. Okay, good. Set it aside. Make sure you remember how it sits.
And then
Always put your thing don't try to twist it and do stuff because you'll forget. You want to make sure that grain is right. So then what do you
can I
do?
take this and put it on that side? Oh,
Okay,
okay. And then glue.
glue. Oh, leave it. You can leave it there.
Don't glue that?
Oh, you're gluing the butt. That's right. Very good. You remember. Yeah, glue the butt. Remember? Glue the butt to the edge. And don't be afraid to put glue on there. A lot will go a long way. Your glue is really going to do most of be the strength. Check your edge. Is it flush? There you go. Perfect. Okay. Good.
And then glue
Not that.
Oh.
It'll be easier. You can glue this, but you don't know where the frame ends. Do you know what I mean? Because there's going to be a left over there. Beautiful.
Just like that.
You could probably do like a line around. And don't be afraid to put the glue on there. Again, the glue's going to do most of the work. Great. So now, first, where would you staple first?
on this top one.
And which direction would the staple go?
So we do.
You want to hug, yep, hug around the grain, right?
They go, with
They're gonna kind of put it on an angle, right?
the
Did
crane. Do
you,
you wanna sit in or?
Yeah, could I like? Right there.
I would angle it just a little bit, because remember you're also dealing with the grain in the, okay, now you can get it straight. Okay, and then you can go ahead. Now, what you can do before you staple everything, you can mark it, right? So remember, I put the my piece there. You can take this. It's easier. I did. No, I didn't. You can use this, right? And make sure this is still good. You can mark your thing there. You can mark it, right? Mark your corner if it's easier to visually see. Not everyone needs this, but if you do, it's good to know where your corner ends, right? So you know now you have the middle. So draw out where your staple should go. So you know how much distance you need from each edge. I would go in a little bit more.
This way?
No, away from the edge. Think about where your staples live in where you're actually stapling. Because if you go too far on the edge of your 1x, what happens? Right, it won't grab any meat, right? You want to get as much inside of your 1x so it really can catch on to your material. Okay, that's not bad. I would go in a little bit more, but that's actually pretty good. So go ahead now and
And then
staple
I do one in the middle.
one in the middle in each. Yep. Great. So if you look at this, can I draw something real quick?
Yeah.
You can see it goes like this. It's basically boom, 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 and then you can start over here, go like that, right? It's a zigzag kind of setup. Make sure it's lined up. Okay. Now, yep. Remember, go on an angle, and be careful because you were almost too close to the edge.
So just do all of them at a slight angle.
Yeah, slight angle. Okay. Too close to the edge. Watch your edge. I would be like right above that. Good. Oh, you might be out. Oh no, what's going on? You're not. Oh, you know what? This one's too far down. Finish this real quick.